Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargav again. Welcome to Tidbits on Business and Finance with me. When Nirav Modi ran away from India together with his family in January 2018, after having cheated Punjab National Bank for over $2 billion, it was widely believed that he was gone for good and that he will not come back to India, he will not be brought back to India to face trial here. Many before him had managed to very successfully do this and go and settle in those countries with whom India has had no extradition treaty, and they managed to evade the law here. But times have changed. More and more countries are now cooperating with India and with each other in order to ensure that these kind of fraudsters who have cheated the system of a country must be sent back to that country to face trial and punishment there. Due to many more laws that have come in place and global pacts that have been signed, this has become possible. Countries are cooperating. Not to mention or not to overlook the fact that this is also happening because of a newfound political will in India to bring back these fraudsters to trial and punishment here. So, the extradition of Vijay Mallya now rests on the decision of a higher court in the UK, he having lost in the lower courts, and Nirav Modi continues to also battle that. But his case is getting more and more interesting and curious. When Nirav Modi ran away from India with all those billions, it was very popularly believed, and for a right reason, that he will buy citizenship. He will buy citizenship of a country with whom India has no extradition treaty, and he will settle down there to enjoy the looted billions. The names were being given were those of Antigua, Vanuatu, and those kind of countries. Maybe we had never heard of them, but they were countries where he could have easily managed to escape. And this thinking was proven to be right for some time because he had disappeared. There was little news of him and he had seemed to have gone underground. Things changed very dramatically for Nirav Modi a couple of weeks ago. He was spotted and trailed by a British journalist seeking to have information, answers to the journalist's questions, and Nirav Modi, even though he refused to engage in any conversation with that journalist, despite that, the British authorities arrested him. He is a high-profile known international cheat, and that's the primary reason why the British authorities got into action, even though he managed to run away in a cab, but he got arrested. Nirav Modi was now in jail in the UK, and the first thing that he did was assemble a high-profile, highly paid team of lawyers to seek his bail there. The British judge rejected his first application for a bail, and it was on the ground that the judge said there were substantial reasons to believe that he will fail to come back if he is given bail. That was the first shock to him. It meant that he would have to come back to the judge to seek a bail again, the second application. The result of his second application was actually a bigger shocker. The British prosecution alleged that he had threatened to kill a witness and destroy evidence in order to prevent the case from going forward, and thus bail must not be granted to him. Nirav Modi's lawyers offered a security of £1 million and also said he was willing to be under an electronic tag to keep a tab on his movements. The judge yet rejected his bail. The judge said that the charges were unusual, but the fact that he had committed a huge fraud and he had tried to settle in a South American nation called Vanuatu meant that he would try to escape, and his bail application was rejected. While Nirav Modi has been battling this particular case of extradition in the UK, parallel, very interesting proceedings in his case have been going on in the US. In February 2018, 3 companies of Nirav Modi, led by Firestar Diamonds, had filed for a bankruptcy in a court in the USA. When they filed the bankruptcy proceedings, the court appointed a trustee to investigate the state of affairs of these 3 companies. And the findings of the trustee have been alarming. The trustee accuses Nirav Modi and his top managers there of breaching their fiduciary duty, of corporate waste, and most shockingly, of violating a very dreaded law there called the RICO Act, the Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organization Act. Now the RICO Act in the US is a very draconian act. It's a harsh law. It's a dreaded law because it is under this act that the US manages to combat organized crimes, mobs, mafia and their criminal enterprises. So Nirav Modi and his top managers being accused of violating the RICO Act in the US was certainly a big shocker and a big setback to his efforts to prevent extradition to India. The US authorities are now bound to seek his extradition to the US to face trial there. And if he is convicted under the RICO Act, that means 20 years of jail in the US for Nirav Modi in the harshest of US jails. He is now caught between the devil and the deep sea. If he is extradited to India, under the charges that have been filed against him, he would face a jail sentence of 7 years. While if he is extradited to the US, it means a jail sentence of 20 years. Nirav Modi is bound to prefer to come back to India, to be in jails in India, because he would still be confident of managing the Indian system just as he managed the Indian system and committed a huge fraud. He would prefer to be in jail here, manage the system, be on parole, be on furlough, or those kind of reasons to keep beating his jail sentence and cut those 7 years of jail instead of 20 almost continuous years of a jail sentence in harsh US prisons. So the tables have turned. He is bound to now not apply for a bail application, and when his extradition application is moved in a UK court by the British authorities to be sent back to India, for all you know, he would be willing to come back to India. Here is an international fraudster caught between the devil and the deep sea, and I'm sure he would prefer to come back to India. You might see him back in India after a few months when the extradition procedures get over there. We believe he would probably now not want to appeal against being extradited to India. This is Akhilesh Bhargav signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.